things are not really getting better for Ukraine, not getting better for our country, not getting better for our people. Fight is still going on. Ukraine is
holy and immortal, have mercy on us. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, now and
Ukraine is like really unsafe because all the like rocket attacks, and it's like you don't really know where it's gonna go next time, if it could be in your house or something else, and it's really scary out
heal
there.
them, O Holy One, for the sake of your name. Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy, Lord have mercy. Glory be to the Father.
It's
and to
quite
the Son,
clear
and to the Holy
that our
Spirit.
president now is nothing but a puppet to Putin. And I don't know what kind of information Putin must have on Trump to keep him quiet and to keep him following orders. But it's a total disgrace to our country. And personally, I feel shame. I feel outright shame that he's the current president and that he's betraying everything that this country stands for.
Transgressions, O Master, look upon our weaknesses and heal them, O Holy One, for the sake
Marco
of your
Rubio
name.
and Lavrov are talking about expanding presence in Moscow and in Washington at the expense of the Ukrainian people and the expense of our country and our allies in Europe. So it's a very, very difficult, concerning period in the history of America and also Ukraine. After fighting for 3 years, now not to know whether America is going to stand with them and with NATO is very disconcerting.
America doesn't benefit from having Russia march across Europe. America benefits and is strongest when we stand strong and proud with our allies. That's what I'll do, and that's what we need more folks in Washington, D.C. to do.
After the memorial, organizers of Stand for Ukraine retreated from the cold to Atomic Tom's Cafe, where they feasted on local culture. A few people spoke about a recent interaction between President Zelensky and President Trump.
So if you look at the border between west of the border, where it's still Ukrainian territory, and east of the border, where it's Russian territory, it's extremely different. In Ukraine, you have freedom of speech, you have freedom of religion, you have freedom of movement. If you go on the eastern side of the border, if they find anything in Ukrainian or any kind of political information on your phone, you will be tortured and put in prison. If you were elected to office in Ukraine and they catch you on the right-hand side of the border, they will put you in prison and will torture you. They also torture Christians in the occupied areas. They take Ukrainian children and they send them to Russia and re-educate them to hate their homeland. So where that border is really does make a difference. And if you look at Russia historically, you have a problem where you have oligarchs controlling the media and controlling the government. What concerns me greatly as an individual is seeing some of these dangerous patterns slipping in here in our own home country. And so what I really want is when we stand for freedom, justice, and democracy in Ukraine, that we also continue to stand for freedom, justice, and democracy here in the United States.
For me, as a Ukrainian who came to the U.S. technically since 2019, but I moved here in 2022. Actually, I was in a plane coming here just right when the war started. It was a little bit surreal to me. And, I just feel the perspective a little bit different, more personally, because all my family is back there. I'm the only person here. And for me, just hearing those cruel words have been very challenging, because I hear words from my family members, from people who are fighting about everything that is going on, and hearing that, Ukraine is at fault at war is ridiculous. You have a person, you have a country invading another country, you have totalitarian regime invading democracy, and democracy is being blamed by defending their own country. It's very heartbreaking. It's extremely difficult to explain to other people, because people are hearing what is happening in the news. And for us as an organization, it's really important to spread the word that the word has to come out that Ukraine is not at fault. Ukraine is a country which defends itself. It's a democracy. We have democratic elections every 5 years. My uncle is right now fighting in the war. And I'm going to tell you that, obviously I cannot speak a lot about what he's doing. However, the Ukrainians are enraged. They're really... I don't even know how to explain it. When someone is calling your country to be at fault at war where we are protecting ourselves, it has been a very difficult situation. And there is a lot of, I would say, pessimistic moods right now, but people still will be fighting. They're protecting their country. They still will be fighting. They're fighting for their own freedom and survival. So they're not happy. They're not happy with what has been said and done in the past few weeks.
My mom lives in Ukraine currently, and when I talked to her, she said people of Ukraine are gathering and supporting President Zelensky even more than before, after what's happening here. So people in Ukraine supporting their president. And even if they decide to hold the vote, I feel like he's going to be chosen to be a president again. So I know that war is going on, and every effort should be for supporting our Ukrainian troops. But at the same time, we should make sure that Russian propaganda is not going to spread around in this, in our area or in Washington, D.C., for our political leaders. That's our job to make sure that the Russian, because I lived under that and I know how it all works. And I feel like that's why we are here, to make sure that's not going to spread around.